Have you been a victim of drunk driving? I hope not. But our sympathy is with you if you have. We at Pickard Perry Fow do not like drunk drivers. We seek to hold them accountable. My name is Zach Parry. I'm going to be talking to you today a little bit about who may be held accountable if you are the victim of a drunk driver. First and foremost, the drunk driver is obviously responsible, not only for negligence, but negligence per se, because the drunk driver is violating a statute designed to protect you, which means you do not have to prove all of the elements of negligence. So if your defendant is a drunk driver, the case is that much easier. However, drunk drivers don't necessarily always carry the best insurance or have assets available to fully compensate you for your injuries. So there may be others liable. One of the first things people ask is, what about the person who served alcohol? If it's a bar or a restaurant or some other establishment with a liquor license, and they're serving alcohol to someone that they know is already drunk and shouldn't be driving, can they be held liable? The answer is yes in other states. Not in Nevada. Nevada's dram shop law precludes liability against the owners of an establishment serving alcohol for the damages caused by the drunk driver, unless they are serving alcohol to a minor, and that minor later goes and drives while intoxicated and causes some injuries to someone else. So for the most part, no, in Nevada we can't hold them liable, but there are exceptions. But there could be potentially other liable parties. For example, now this is relatively untested, but the theories of negligence in Nevada are relatively broad, and there is some precedent in other states to show that if a friend of a drunk driver, for example, knows they're drunk, has the power to stop them from driving the car, but doesn't, they could be held to have breached a duty, the breach of which causes foreseeable harm to you, which is the definition of negligence. So those are potentially liable parties. For the most part, though, you're going to want to be able to find the drunk driver. If you can't, you aren't without hope. There are still two avenues potentially available to you. The first is your own insurance. If you have what's called UM or UIM, uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, that is something that will kick in and provide coverage for you for your injuries if you are injured by someone else who has inadequate coverage. The second is Nevada's Victims of Crime program. That is a program set up by the state of Nevada that it has a fund of up to $35,000 available to victims of crimes, including drunk drivers. There are certain steps you have to follow through with. An application form, you have to file the police report, you have to be a citizen, at least 18 years old, etc. But that could be available to you. So if you have any questions about what your rights are or how you can be compensated for your injuries if you are the victim of a drunk driver, give us a call. We'll walk you through it, and because we have no sympathy for drunk drivers, we take great pleasure in holding them accountable. You'll find a friend in us and someone who will be your ally in this difficult process.